Hey, VA Nation, what is the VA funding fee? Let's get after it. Jeff Newton here with National VA Loans, powered by Stride Bank. To contact us here at National VA Loans is 855-956-4040. Of course, check us out online at nationalvaloans.com and make sure you subscribe to one of these spots right here. All right, so let's get after it. What's the VA funding fee? And we're going to get into what it's used for, who's exempt from it and who isn't, who has to pay it, and then how it figures into your loan and affects your loan amount. So we'll just start with what is the VA funding fee. The VA funding fee is a percentage of the loan amount that is used to help the VA pay for administration costs of administering the VA fee. I know that sounds kind of rhetorical almost, but that's really what it is. There's obviously costs involved. There's a lot of working parts and people that are behind the scenes doing a lot of things for the VA, and that's where this fee comes in. So the question is how does it affect you and who has to pay this? All right, well, let's take a look here. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to open this up a little bit. I want to show you kind of the breakdown of the VA funding fee. So active duty service members that have a zero down payment and they've never used their fee before. Let's talk about that real quick. You have first time use and then you have subsequent use. So if you are new to VA home buying and you've never used their VA funding fee in the past or never used your VA eligibility in the past, you will have a 2.15% first time use fee that's attached on top of the loan amount. So just for easy numbers, if your loan amount or if your purchase price is $100,000, obviously one of the best and greatest perks of the VA loan is zero down payment requirement. Then your total loan amount will be $102,150. That's where that first time use would include or would add on top of the loan. So your payment would fluctuate just a little bit based on that. And then it would be the key to remember is you don't have to come to closing with that. All right. So I want everyone to remember that you don't actually come to closing with that number, which makes it a lot easier to do. Subsequent use. So what's that mean? Anytime you have subsequent use, so you've used your VA loan in the past, you're buying a new home or you're refinancing your home and doing cash out of some along those lines, then you're going to have subsequent use, which puts you at 3.3%. So using that same factor of $100,000, 3.3%, you can see how you would finance an additional $3,300 on top of that. Then, of course, you can see here, if you put 5 to 10% down, that funding fee does reduce quite a little bit, especially on the subsequent use. We've got a loan working right now where they're putting about 5% down. So that fee reduces quite a little bit. And then 10% down or more, it reduces even more. Typically, and every loan is different and we have to look at every loan individually, but usually what we'd say is, number one, if you want to take advantage of the full 100% with zero down, that's great. But if you did want to put a little bit down because maybe you're selling a home and you're moving into a new one and you've got a little bit of equity from the sale and you want to put some money down, 5-10%, it does drastically reduce that funding fee. But anything more than 10% typically doesn't lower it very much. Okay, now there is a difference. This is obviously active duty service members and veterans of active duty service. And then reservists and National Guard, there's a little bit different. You can see the chart here, how it ranges a little bit, especially on first time use. It goes up just a bit from 2.15 to 2.4. And then of course 1.75 or 1.75 with 5 to 10% down and 10% or more at 1.5. One thing I do want to note on here is the cash out refinance are always based on no down payment. Okay, so it's always going to be the higher, the 3.3 number there, or the 3.3 number as a reserve or National Guard that we're going to use. Now, one other thing I want to talk about is the VA IRRRL. So the interest rate reduction refinance loan, that has a much, much lower VA funding fee. It's only 0.5%. Now, the VA IRRRL comes into play if you're trying to just lower your interest rate, not take any cash out, do any kind of home improvements or anything like that. That's where that comes into play. So you can always just remember that on the interest rate reduction refinance or the IRRRL. Remember that your VA funding fee is substantially less. Okay, now, some people are asking, okay, well, who pays it and who doesn't? It's a great question. So, like I said, the VA funding fee is used to help the VA administer the loan to make sure that all the moving parts on the back end are taken care of and that your loan is secure and everything's good. So who doesn't pay it? Anyone with a 10% or more, 10% or greater service connected disability does not have to pay the funding fee. They are exempt from that fee. So when we pull your certificate of eligibility, which we always, when we're starting a loan, we pull the certificate of eligibility. When we pull that off, we're going to see if you have a service connected disability. Obviously, you're going to tell us up front, and so we're going to know that. But this allows us to get proof of it through the COE to make sure that you're exempt on it. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, if it doesn't get, or even if it does, give us a call, 855-956-4040. Any of our VA specialists here will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Now, the next question I want to kind of touch on is, how does the VA funding fee affect my loan amount? Well, kind of like I said in that earlier situation, and I'll go back over there so you can see what I'm talking about. But, you know, first time use, you're buying a $100,000 home. You're going to take that 2.15% of the loan amount, and you're going to increase your total loan amount. So you're going to have your purchase price, and then you're going to have your total loan amount. Okay. And I'm using hand gestures back here, and you guys, I just realized you couldn't see them, but you're going to have your purchase price and then the funding fee, and then that'll give you your total loan amount. So using those numbers, $100,000, 2.15%, you're going to have $102,150 total loan amount. That's what your payment and everything will be based off of. Now, if you want to know how that affects your mortgage payment, that it changes for every single person, okay? Because every single loan is different. Whether you're paying subsequent use, first time use, loan amount, and purchase price and things like that. So the best thing to do, I always say, is give us a call, 855-956-4040. Like I said, any of our VA specialists here will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have about the VA funding fee, how it affects your loan, what you can see difference-wise in payments. And it just makes it real easy, and they can kind of go over all those things with you, including APR and interest rates. Again, 855-956-4040. If you have any questions about VA home loans of any kind, you can give us a call. Check out our website at nationalvaloans.com. That's always a great place and a great resource for a lot of different information. And then make sure you do subscribe to our YouTube channel here, youtube.com/National VA Loans. We put out videos all the time. We update information. We try to keep everyone updated on the current information with VA home loans. This is a great resource for you. We try to make the videos quick and where you can kind of scroll through them if you need to and kind of get your questions answered. Now, if you are proactive like me and you like to just kind of get stuff done, check out nationalapplynow.com. Download our simple, secure Stride home mortgage application right to your mobile device or your tablet, of course, or your laptop, either way. And then you're going to be able to fill out a complete, secure application right there. It'll come right into me typically, and then I'll be able to put you with one of our great VA specialists. Again, all of them here have 20 plus years of experience, and they are all ready and excited to give you or to talk to you about any different options you have on the VA home loan. Again, it's 855-956-4040. Until next time, folks, thank you for your service. Thank you for all you do, and God bless.